Good evening, Vicky, Rick. As you just mentioned, that scene cleared here just under an hour ago, which is why we were able to move a little bit closer to this regional driver's license facility. Now, at this time, not much is known about why gunfire erupted outside here of this facility off of Dixie Highway. But what we do know is that 3 people, a man and 2 women, are dead. And police told me earlier they haven't caught the shooter or shooters. Tragedy struck Valley Station on Friday after 3 people were shot outside a Louisville driver's licensing office.
1 male pronounced deceased on scene. 2 females were transported to the hospital with life-threatening injuries, but they later succumbed to their injuries and they're both deceased as well.
The shooting happened around noon at the facility off of Dixie Highway as people waited in line. One witness, who wants to remain anonymous, was there simply to get a real ID when he says a tall man came around the corner and began shooting.
I saw only he's coming like running with the pistol and facing the cannon gun towards us and start to boo, boo, boo. It sounds like popcorn put on the microwave, something like that.
The witness says he and others ran, taking cover behind cars in the parking lot. Police say the gunman also got away.
They did flee the scene, according to witnesses in a vehicle.
Investigators from Louisville Police and troopers from Kentucky State Police were on scene. More than 24 evidence markers were placed near shell casings, and a barricade blocked the body of a victim who still lay in the parking lot.
It's absolutely a tragedy, and I'm surprised that there wasn't more people injured, but many people were standing outside.
Witnesses, still shaken, hold documents in their hands as they watch the aftermath of the chaos from afar. Many in disbelief about what happened right in front of their eyes and grateful to be alive.
God saved me and he didn't shoot, or I don't know, luckily I was not got shoot.
How the fuck you gonna play ball here in a fucking stroller? Lil Lazer can't even feel his head, I know y'all hate our trolling. And tell that bitch not eat a dick cause she talked to the cops. I fell a skirt when he said drenching just like Crush on Rocks.
The Louisville Metro Police Department was investigating a triple homicide that occurred Friday, February 21st. Afternoon outside a regional driver's licensing office in Valley Station. According to officials, the shooting took place around noon in the 6200 block of Willismore Drive near Dixie Highway. 2 female victims, suffering from critical gunshot wounds, were transported to UFL Hospital in downtown Louisville, where they later succumbed to their injuries. The Jefferson County Coroner's Office has identified the victims as 29-year-old Reza Pacios Valdez, 33-year-old Antoinette Chillers, 18-year-old Leslie Harbin Jr., 18-year-old Leslie Harbin Jr., also known as Lil Lazer, was locally known for hanging out with top members from street gang in Louisville, Kentucky, which is called JOG, also known as Jump Out Gang. JOG got some industry ties with music like SG and more. And they have beef with hoods like Victory Park Crips and Block and 1100 Baby C's, which is crazy cause all of those blocks used to be clicked up, but it seems like Victory is more alongside 1100. I'm not entirely sure how they became cool, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the younger crowd of 1100 Baby C's. Lazer was critically injured in a non-fatal shooting almost over a year ago before his passing. This was a get-back target offense from the opposition side because Lazer was putting work in the streets, and if you go on his mom's Facebook page, all you see is a grown woman instigating antagonizing children's beef that can possibly escalate to more deaths. Apparently, Lazer and Fuyao was responsible for Labat murder on December 11th. They will make post-taunting that now-deceased 17-year-old child that was killed that early December, which led the streets to do their own investigation on what had happened to the young rising rapper Labat. Ain't no saint either. Before he had passed away, he was dissing Lazer mother and told her she eat D, and all apparently Labat was involved in a shooting that happened at a football game, which a 17-year-old was fatally shot. Labat would go on the net to brag about this shooting. Since it was in a public area, it was hard for police to do their investigation, so the case just getting cold. Well, eventually they end up catching Labat in a hood not too far from his own hood, and they end up shooting Bat 8 times in the torso area. Louisville, Kentucky is one of those cities where get back is a must, and when it comes to standing on business, this city has it. One day, Lazer stepped out with his mom to get an ID for them. They end up being followed and ambushed by a tall man wearing all black and opened fire on Lazer's mom and another person who was not involved with this at all. The coroner's office later identified the women as 29-year-old Raisa Valdez and 33-year-old Antoinette Chillers, and the young man as 18-year-old Leslie Harbin, Jr. A Kentucky Transportation Cabinet official said employees were safe. The shooter and the people shot were all outside the building. One eyewitness spoke to WHAS 11, but preferred to stay anonymous. "I saw him. He was running with the pistol," the man recalled, saying he hid between two cars around the side of the office. Witnesses told police the suspect, or suspects, fled the scene in a vehicle. However, LMPD says there is no threat to public safety. LMPD did not have a description of the vehicle and said investigators were still reviewing surveillance video. This was apparently a get back for the late law bat, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a pretty summer, cause this man gone to live with his mom and a random woman. Like, how much street bullshit could you put your family through bout? Only time can tell. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. I'll do longer videos.